Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Sorry I haven't done too many videos lately. Working a lot. But we're back at my brother's there, Joe's Speed and Restoration, and we got some winter projects. Yamaha PW80, little mini bike, little kid's bike, but I've had it out. It's been a lot of fun. We're doing a chain and sprocket today. He's got this, he picked that up cheap too, an XR80R. That's an 03. Really nice shape, you know. Not bad. Those bikes run forever if they were treated right, and I think this one was. And then there's a JR50 Suzuki two-stroke. Thing's a little buzz bomb. It goes pretty cool. And for those of you that watched my last of my videos, is the Coleman BT 200X with the stock motor, but I put the stage 1. I've got a torque converter on it. Does pretty well. And then my Honda's not over here, but I have the Honda 500, and that's my brother's FZ07, so that's a good bike there too. But what we're doing today is this sprocket is pretty weak. When you see these tips are starting to get sharp and have a little bit of a curve to them, game over, man. It's time to change. It's not horrible. I think I could have run this, but if you look, this is brought all the way to the back, and the chain is loose, which means this thing's been ridden. The chain is stretched out. You know, one thing you don't want to do is ever break a chain on a bike and have that thing swing up into the engine. Who knows? You could crack the block or whatever. So I loosened the cover up already, so you guys didn't have to bear with that. But I'm going to tell you something. Trying it with a regular screwdriver, no way. It's a number 2 Phillips head, and be careful with that. It's a number 2. It's not the standard one. Or maybe it's a number 3. I'm sorry, I could be wrong. It's that bigger one with kind of a flat nose on the front. Don't try to use the little one. You'll strip it out. And we went ahead and put it on an impact. Not a huge impact, just a little Ryobi standard impact gun. And they came right out. Again, I already loosened these up. Again, I'm going to double make sure these are not different size lengths or whatever, because there's a possibility they are. And if they are, then make sure you don't screw it up. A little bit of corrosion on there. I may clean that up. I don't know. Alrighty. There, we're having fun now. I really do enjoy working on a little crap like this. So much fun. Yeah, I loosened these up again, and whoa, there you go. There's one. Well, the others are all the same size, and they have a little spacer on them, and that spacer appears to be exactly the same, so I'm not going to sweat it. Ideally, if you were working on something real precarious and maybe probably engine parts, I would line those out to where it exactly, this is just a plastic cover, but if you were dealing with a gasket and an actual cover, putting the same bolts into the same holes may be a minuscule fraction of variance depending on how they were threaded on. And it's just a good idea to put the same fastener back in the same hole. Just throwing that out. I'm not doing that now, not on this little Pee-wee 80. Again, this is a 2-stroke too, pretty cool. And that's the flywheel is on the outside. Huh. Yeah, here you might want this eventually. Absolutely. Want it right now, there it is, price of admission. There's a lot of ways to take a C-clip off, but there's nothing better than an actual C-clip wrench, peeps. That's my technique. Words of wisdom. A million guys reuse these. If I can find one, my brother thinks he has one, I have them. Go new on this little piece here. These get bent a million times and eventually they snap. It's just pop metal or whatever the hell it is. I see another rum pumper. They said there's a aluminum plate, like a gasket between the nuts and the sprocket, and it folds up at the edge, and you have to take a little tool and bend each one of those down, and what it does, it holds this nut on. Alrighty. Almost every job you do in your whole life, from changing a light socket to working on motorcycles, this tool right here, the small Craftsman, I don't know what it's called, the 41581 MWF 1/8 inch, made in the US. If you don't have one, just run right now to the store and get one. I'm telling you straight up, run, don't walk. All right, let's see how hard that axle is to come out. No problem. Spacer gone. And that spacer goes to the outside of the brake. Oh, made it. I should have done this before I took the axle out. There might be another way to do it, but it doesn't look like it. Just a big ass butterfly, super easy to adjust your brakes. Yeah, I'll tell you, anybody that's concerned on working on these bikes and, oh, I didn't really understand the video. Don't worry about it. Once you're looking at it, there's like nothing to it. Yeah, just remember, folks, I screwed up here. You definitely want to do this before you take the axle out. Because now I'm holding the wheel on my arm and now it comes out. Yay. Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, so we got the wheel down. Yeah, it'd be hard to try to get that off. I'd say just put it back in the wheel and put your knee on the wheel and make sure you're going backwards. Might need the big boy. Big boy. Big boy for big toys. At least you don't need the adapter anymore. Well, it already has an adapter on it, I should say. Alrighty, kids. So when your Ryobi impact for, building kitchen cabinets and putting in wood screws, again, make sure you're going backwards. You don't want to super tighten them. The proper tool for the proper job. All right, boys and girls, that's how you do it. I'm sure there's a torque value on these. What it is, I don't know. My torque value is going to be tight. Oh. The extension is nice, but you don't always need it. All right, I'm just going to give it a little back. Nothing bananas. No bananas on this one. Alrighty, I may have got a little bananas with it. Holy fuck, they're under some torque. Alrighty. I guess we can connect everything to the brake after. Seems like to me. So the brake would go like that. Alrighty. Yeah, this is the part where if you were by yourself, you'd have to be real good. Alright, and then okay, now pull it back out.
I can all the spacer with my other hand.
Good deal. Adjust that spacer.
Don't go through. Oh yeah, you can go through. Now.
All right, boys and girls. Ooh, luckily that had enough spring to it to get that on. Yeah, it's very easy to do. There's just a lot of things to do all at once. Like, okay, so this piece of metal here, I think you can see my hand, just comes to the frame, and what it does, it locks the disc in place, the drum, and then this is your actual brake, and then you just simply adjust until you're happy. Oh, actually, you know what? Don't do that. I was wrong, people. Write it down. Rich was wrong. No, don't tighten it up yet. Wait till you've gotten your wheel adjustment and chain adjustment and angles tight. Then you tighten this up to where you feel the brake good. Because you never know where that's going to be until it is what it is. All right. What do you want to try the surgical maneuver of putting that C-clip back on? It's highly surgical.
Oh, sure.
You're good at that stuff. Yeah. I saw one video and I looked at it and goes, I can't believe that's all it holds my thing on. It is wacky. On a street bike, you know, you got those things fastened on pretty well.
It's small enough just to get behind it.
Alrighty, so as you can see, I used the sprocket to kind of hold the chain together and just slid the master in and then put the plate over the front. And then the clip is the tricky part. What's tricky about it is don't make it boing away and spend half your day looking for it. That's a nightmare. So there's a technique that's pretty easy. It's almost easier getting them on than getting them off. And I want to make a quick point. Always have the closed end in the direction that it's going, especially on a dirt bike. As this plugs up with crap down in here, it could push and push and push and eventually knock this off, you know, if it's against the part that clips in. So again, the closed end goes in the direction of the, most of you guys know that. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a dumbass for those of you that are pretty experienced, but I'm guessing some of the people are not watching this dumbass video I'm making. All you want is the end of that one and then the closed end of this. I'm not getting a very good, there it is, boom. And when it's on, you'll know it, and there it is. Oh yeah, beauteous. Yeah, I'm right. I'm more than the halfway point towards the front, so I got tons and tons and tons and tons of goodness. Alrighty, so here's the question, $1 million question. About like that, huh? It's a dirt bike, it's gonna flex a lot. My adage is I think you even want a dirt bike to have more flex than your street bike. You know, you're gonna be hitting jumps and doing all kinds of silliness.
A little tighter. Because it's going to stretch like crazy. We're breaking in a new chain.
True.
So just a little too much. No. Yeah, that's good.
Yep, rear wheel axle, 43. Let me see that first. I got a good angle on it right here.
There, now we got her.
Yep. And then watch like this too.
Tap. Should have got a little smaller hammer out.
I'm convinced I won't die.
We'll always be looking at it anyway.
PW80, keep the rear brake tight, because that's the only difference between you and being on your back when you do a wheelie. Rah. I'm only kidding. These are very powerful bikes if they're tuned up right. I watched some videos of some Yahoos that really went bananas on these, and they're very simple. I mean, Yamaha blueprinted these to be for kids, so they really took a lot out of them with that exhaust. This intake being highly restrictive. That's something I got to check on.
But it was very good for longevity by detuning them.
Yeah.
Engine will run, even being a two-stroke. You don't have to keep putting pistons in them.
Absolutely. Alrighty, folks, so you saw this cover comes off. I'll put that off. I'll put this in. One thing I want to add real quick is that I believe I can now adjust the shift for more of a bigger adult foot being under there. I'll see if it's going to hit the case when I do. But that's an opportunity now. When you have that, check that out. I'm going to put the video back on, but we're going to clean this out. I'm not going to put you through all the trouble of that. And we'll go from there. All right, everybody. So it's beer 30, and not a bad job. Like anything, we had to throw the toolbox at it, and I had it all tightened up, and the chain was a little too tight, so we I had to readjust it again, and we threw another new cotter pin in there and that nut, but we got it right to 43 pounds. Everything went back together. I hand tightened these nuts on this plastic cover, so it's not such a disaster to ride again. Oh, I just noticed I never put the bolt in the shifter. I'll do that real quick. Didn't come with a washer, and I don't know if the washer is supposed to be there or not. I think there's so much torque on it with that fact that it's bending metal. I guess it doesn't need one. It didn't have one on it, and I don't think that shifter is going to come off there anytime soon. So a little bonus footage for you for the Honda. Thank you, Amazon. They just came today. He's got the springs are shot on these stock XR80 pegs. And they're really, they're pretty nice pegs. If I can find springs, I'd almost put them on the Yamaha. But so what he got was these guys. They're like double the size. The padding's nice. The spring is real nice on them. Gives you a really good surface to stand up and ride. So it's a really good upgrade for the XR80R, and the R stands for racing. But yeah, he's good. He's got sprockets on this and everything. So. Yeah, this is a nice little contraption to run, too. This is, a 4-stroke versus the 2-stroke. 2-strokes are a lot of fun. They're like a chainsaw on steroids, But, yeah, everything went together good. I put a cotter pin was missing there on that brake holder. And the brake adjustment is not quite all the way there yet. But, yeah, we're going to be riding in a minute. You'll get to see some vids. Ride, and first startup, hopefully it starts right up.
know, 60, nah, we won't go crazy. Just off the line race. I think it's running right. I think it's like 39 miles an hour is the top speed on this thing. It's stock, but there's so much you can do to it that'll make it go faster. Yeah, I got the front wheel way in the air on that one. Yeah, it's got little flaws. I tell you, if you were a 80-pound 10-year-old, holy shit, daddy, you will know. Dad of the Year award with this thing. 58-year-old man having fun. Rich, MSX 125 signing off.